international coverage on this controversy. I want to assure you that the magnitude of coverage that this issue is receiving is as a direct Fellow Guyanese, good morning. This morning I just want to address three issues. Over the last number of hours, I've had many messages from many of you in relation to Venezuela, the utterances coming out of Venezuela, and the level of international coverage on this controversy. I want to assure you that the magnitude of coverage that this issue is receiving is as a direct result of the tremendous work we have been doing in the international community, within the international media in Latin America and the Caribbean. So the volume of coverage and the magnitude of news item you're seeing out of the controversy has nothing to do with an increase in the threat or an increase in Venezuela recklessness. This is as a direct result of the level of awareness Guyana has been able to bring to this issue, the level of attention Guyana has garnered from all across the world. And as you would know, we always say that our first line of defense is diplomacy. And we are in a very, very strong position in this first line of defense. If you look at the number of statements that are coming out in support of Guyana from every corner of the world, not only CARICOM and the Commonwealth and the OS, France, Canada, they show that as a country, they will abide within the international framework and international norms. Now, I am not going to get into the internal politics of Venezuela and into their policy making, but I want to advise Venezuela that this is an opportunity for them to show maturity, an opportunity for them to show responsibility. And we call upon them once more to join us in demonstrating maturity and responsibility and in allowing the rule of law to work and to determine the outcome of this controversy. I want to say, too, that we must all remember, and I want to speak directly to the Venezuelan people, we are your neighbors, and we are taught to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Long after this controversy, we will live together as neighbors. You have to determine within yourselves whether you want to be part of a system that runs afoul with international law, that runs afoul based on all the feedback internationally, based on the support we're getting internationally. I want to assure Guyanese that there is nothing to fear over the next number of hours, days, months ahead. Of course, our vigilance will be enhanced, but we are working around the clock to ensure that our borders remain intact and the people in our country remains safe. Now, I want to say that in every challenges brings out the best in people. And I'm very proud at the way we as Guyanese, every one of us, would have handled this challenge. The level of patriotism, the love and the unity and the togetherness is something that we must take forward from this challenge. It is something that must now become an inherent part of us, part of our natural response system as Guyanese. No doubt, the collective effort of us as a people, of our diplomats, our friends, has really allowed us to bring this matter to the fore internationally, now enveloped in such a way that the entire world is looking at this. The entire world is looking at the way in which Venezuela will behave. And Venezuela is under greater global scrutiny because we have made it very clear that we are going to abide by the ICJ orders, and we're going to respect those orders, and we're going to work in accordance with the ICJ. And that is where the case is. So this morning, I just wanted to spend some time, based on the number of calls I'm getting, to reassure Guyanese that the level of international coverage that this controversy is receiving at this point in time is a direct result of the work that we're doing internationally. In the last 48, so I continue to encourage Venezuela to participate in this process in the ICJ, to respect the orders of the ICJ. And finally, I want to commend our men and women in uniform for the work that they're doing, they continue to do, for the level of commitment and sacrifice. I've had the opportunity to speak to hundreds of them all across the country, and I can tell you their level of commitment, their level of sacrifice, their level of determination is unquestionable. So I would ask also those in leadership and those with responsibility in Venezuela to avoid the type of narrative and propaganda and the type of language that would instill fear and push fear in the population, both in Venezuela and in Guyana. I assure the people of Venezuela that Guyana is your friend. I assure the people of Venezuela that Guyana is your neighbor. I assure the people of Venezuela of the love of every Guyanese. May God bless all of you. Thank you very much.